Welcome back to Bring Back the Red and Black, the only podcast taking you through one delusional man's journey to become the president of the once great, soon to be great again, Essendon Football Club. I'm your host, Ryan Kerwood, and with me is the future president, Don Shell.
It's good to be back, Ryan. We're up to episode 9 now. Do you feel like we've impacted change? I know you've been mentioning to me that potentially there might be some significant key figures in the AFL media listening to our podcast because every time it gets released, one of our topics suddenly, mysteriously becomes a topic of conversation.
It can't be a coincidence, right? Like we had maybe the Tom Green, that got a bit of traction, right?
Yeah.
And then straight away, Jerry has panicked and it comes out that they're offering half of what I said we should offer him. But last week, thank you to our listeners for passing on the podcast to one of our favourites, Cal Toomey.
Yeah.
I did watch his...
One of the rare bearable people
and
in AFL
just
media.
happens to be an Essendon fan. Yeah. Clearly a listener of the show, which is great. It was talking about our exact genius move to trade our pick to Port Adelaide. Debunked it straight away. It's fine. At least we've got the media world thinking.
It's amazing. He obviously listens to the show, but he doesn't follow us on Instagram, nor has he reached out.
He'd have a burner.
Yeah, so he's clearly using a burner because it was just very strange timing, and very early.
Why would that
come up? We're still a massive chance to go ahead of Richmond.
Yeah.
It's not really right now. You could lock us in.
Yeah.
For that pick. So it seems where our tentacles are spreading far and wide.
But it was, if anyone didn't listen to it, listen to Gettable this week. You'll see exactly what I was talking about. It's a good show because we need to be watching the draft, let's be honest. RC, last week on the podcast, we posed trading our first pick to Port Adelaide to abuse the new rules that have come in. They talked about that exact scenario on the podcast, on their episode. So yeah. Making waves, potentially.
Potentially. Look, if we're making those sort of waves, it bodes well for my 5-year plan for presidency because we just need to start to get momentum now and we don't need to solve the Rubik's Cube by the end of this year.
We don't. What do we got today, Don?
So we'll go through the format again because we do have every week, Jesus. It's hard to look at the analytics now. The graph... it's going off the screen, the number of listeners we have. So shout out to them. And a few of the emails, I think it was up to 11 emails that bring back the red and black at gmail.com. So either you can find us there or DM us on Instagram. We'll be happy to chat to you. And unfortunately, I didn't meet our 1,000th follower at the Percy Beams on the weekend. I waited. I had a sign. Like the dude with sign, and instead I just had the roast beef roll myself.
How was?
Yeah, really, really, really quite good. It's worth every cent still of the $19, especially when paired with, those beautiful mugs they now serve the pints in for the Carlton draft.
I do love our handle.
The handle is amazing.
Yeah.
So quarter one, we're going to go through what was the Essendon Melbourne game. We do have a bye, so quarter two is going to be a bit different. We will touch on the game in a couple of weeks and then maybe what we should be doing. After a pretty, 1-13 start to the year. I never thought I'd say that following this club. But anyway, quarter three, Ryan's going to go through our final part of Fix My Club for now.
Yes.
It is a Fix My Club section, a bit off-field, a bit moves that aren't necessarily all on-field related. And then quarter four is a bit of a fun section. We don't want to ruin it, but we're going to introduce something that I think has needed a name for a while, and we've come up with a name for this phenomenon, which we'll talk about.
Does it have our great producer's fingerprints on it?
It does. Unfortunately, our great producer very rarely ever turns up for any of our episodes. So there's core competencies of a producer role, of which he does none.
Okay.
But all the extra work, that after hours, the co-curricular stuff that you don't actually need from your producer, he's the best in the business.
Sounds more like admin.
Yeah. Could we move ahead without him? Yes. But will we? No.
We did have someone inquire about the roles. So
yeah,
we need to follow that up.
We did. Hopefully she's listening to the show. So already 4 minutes in, and the whole point of the 4 quarters is to keep us, really to that 45-minute-ish sort of podcast so we don't go ahead. So without further ado, let's dive into quarter one, Essendon Melbourne. Now, Ryan, you'd left me, unfortunately, as did the rest of our little Essendon faithful, and you couldn't actually attend the game, but you were able to watch it.
Yeah, no, I had my sister's 30th. Happy birthday, Grace. It was a good day.
Yeah. Staunch listener of the pod, yeah.
She actually is, yeah. And my niece. Shout out Daisy.
Yeah, 2 months old.
Yeah. I think she smiles when she listens.
Yeah.
She's going to think I'm like, you're her uncle, not me. I'm really worried.
Yeah.
But I did watch it.
What did you, I mean, you're the most positive person we've ever met. You did call a facetious 7-goal win. We also broke your favorite statistic of all time, which I'm a tiny bit happy with because I was a tiny bit sick of hearing about it because it's such a low sample size.
No, it's still alive.
What is it? But
when those three play in the back together,
okay,
it's alive.
So Mackay playing forward means that's actually, it doesn't add to the statistic.
What
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, it lives on.
All right, so that's the good. That's a good. You can hold on to that statistic.
Yeah. What did I think, mate? It's like I don't know if we're ever going to win again. Like, yeah, we are very positive, but it's just so hard to watch this football club at the moment. Yeah. I've got some goods.
Yeah, tell us what was good from your side.
Because there were some things that look good. Can I start with the bads?
Yeah, you can start with the bads.
Yeah, I'm in a negative.
We can mix it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the bads because there's three. I've got three passionate bads, and they're not directly related to the game. The first one, I've got a new villain in the AFL, even though he's an incredible footballer. Pickett dropping his knees, and our odds-on favourite to win the best and fairest doing his shoulder, likely out for the year, comes out today. Like, the amount they replayed that, and he's just so clearly dropping his knees, and we've got a season-ending injury. Breaks my heart.
Yeah, it does. Look, I think, like you said, he's an unbelievable footballer. I think he's had a checkered past of let's call it tribunal incidents, and incidents I really hated to see from a football player. I think he's knocked most of that out of his game, but he's clearly found another thing that, brings chagrin. You wish you could, as what I think is a top 5 talent player, just play on that talent.
Yeah, that kills you. You don't need to drop your knees. So it was bad. It's really sad to see Roberts out. The second at bad, it's not that he had a bad game. It's that we signed him for a multi-year contract when we just didn't need to. Harrison Jones, seemingly likable guy. Great to see he's worked his way back into the AFL team, but doesn't look right out there. And we've got another year of him. Yeah.
Look, I've got 2 things to say here. One, there's not a club in the league that would have Harry Jones on their list of players.
Not on the list. No,
to even look at.
No.
Not even to monitor, let alone where he's signing 2-year deals with us. So that's a thing that we need to start knocking out of our system, is rewarding mediocre players with list spots. I'd rather go to insert question mark always moving forward. And second one, just quickly to touch on Roberts. The saddest thing about Roberts is that, he was probably our best player this year. But now, with him out, we have now become even less relevant to external footy fans because he was in everyone's Supercoach team. So we're now not going to get people even watching our games. Like that, I'm not even kidding. That was one of the reasons why people still bed and through their teeth to watch Essendon games, is because everyone has Archie Roberts.
Supercoach darling.
He's gone. I actually can't think of a reason why he'd watch us outside of Nate Caddy maybe, but even that's not really a show right now.
No.
So that was disappointing.
I'm going to say my third. Make sure we've got a minute left on the clock.
Oh, you've got it's a minute of bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll save it.
Few expletives.
Okay, so.
For you? Goods? Do you have any more bad stats to that?
Bads was, to be honest, and we touched on this, but Will Setterfield being our best player is not a good thing when we're investing so much in youth. And I just thought there's still, I don't think the effort wasn't there. I just think there is such a long way to go, and you can see it very clearly at the ground in terms of players actually knowing what they want to do. And again, you sort of try to look at players like Caddy who are commanding $2 million a year conversations in the media, and I know it's hard and we shouldn't compare, but how could you go Caddy over Logan Morris right now? And Logan impacts every single game, even when the Lions are losing by 60 points or 50 or 40. So I'm not trying to be critical of Caddy, but we do need reasons to come to the footy and keep investing. He's supposed to be one of them, and it's not really panning out.
No, he's not had a good couple of weeks. He's clearly playing frustrated. He's trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Because he cares, which is great. That's why we love him.
Yeah, but it's got to turn into output. He's not a first-year player, and he's not a second-year player.
No. I'd love to see him get some more tackles.
Yeah. So
0 tackles 2 weeks in a row hurts.
that was the bad. The good, and I will leave you enough time for your little rant at the end, and I'm excited. Jacob Farrow.
Yeah.
He played really well, but more than anything, and I know we're a broken record, he can kick the footy. Like it's so painful to see some of the other kicks in our team in comparison to a first-year player.
Yeah.
And even just his composure. Like he makes mistakes, he gets tackled or whatever, but 80% of the time his composure is right there at AFL level in year one. It usually takes a few years.
Yeah, and I'd actually put Sharpie in that conversation too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think, and we'll talk about this maybe in quarter two, but yeah, Sharp's clearly got a few elite things in him already, which is important because I don't think he has pace or a few other attributes you would want in a modern day midfielder. But yeah, I think again, he's sort of made for the level early days, and we have our senior players who are less composed than that.
Yeah, which bizarre. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
You've talked about why we get worse the longer they're in the system. So hopefully we sort that out because I don't want to see Sharp drop off. I don't want to see Farrow drop off.
No. And look, I think probably the last good for me was that, I mean, we could have easily let that game get out of hand after halftime. And I really do think that it's really important that we maintain some level of credibility. You speak about this, and because it comes down to culture. And I am worried, and this is sort of toes on the bad, but we had 41,000 at the G on Saturday, traditional time slot. Even last year, that was a 50,000 game. We've lost 10,000 fans. The Melbourne fans are definitely turning up because their team's way better than expected.
And playing a great brand.
They're playing a great brand of footy. So I used to think we were equal with Carlton in terms of the most loyal and hard to knock fan base, but the numbers haven't lied this year. Like this is the first year I think Essendon supporters have voted with their feet, which is why if we have more crippling losses or guys like Nate Caddy and other, great white hopes don't give us even just moments of great games. Yeah, I'm worried with what the fan base happens. And the reason that's worrying is what we spoke about a few years ago. We can't lose that chip of when we bring in free agents.
Yeah.
We can't lose that. So anyway, I just want to really watch that trend. You've got a minute and a half.
Well, look, it's on the same subject. I was really upset. I was upset. First time I've been upset with news breaking that was called breaking news that wasn't news. I don't think ever. Like, I don't know. Since moving back to Melbourne, the AFL media has really annoyed me with how much it is. There's too many TV shows. Everyone's saying breaking, exclusive. It's hearsay. And they're reporting it as fact. I think his name's Scott Gullen, coming out saying that Welsh's preferred candidate is Solomon. Really pissed me off.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off for a few reasons. One, if that's not fact, don't report it. Someone's got to hold these people accountable because that's going to have a ripple effect. Like that might deter good candidates. If it's like we've got Team Hurd or Solomon, if I'm James Kelly, who potentially is another great candidate out there, it's like, well, why am I even going to damage my brand when I could apply for Tassie or I could apply for Carlton, which are seemingly more credible processes? That's what pissed me off. So it's either I'm pissed off at this reporter, and now a few others are coming out saying the same thing. So it's obviously fact. So now I'm more pissed off at Welsh.
Do you believe, like, is it fact?
Now credible people are reporting it. So they've obviously got some sources coming out and they're able to fact check and hopefully do some type of due diligence there. How could you have a preferred candidate before you even put the process together? So what, you're designing this process for a candidate that's preferred to win. That's what's pissing me off. We're not. It's a fake process. It's either I could cop a fake process for Hurd, and it comes to what you were talking about before, because those fans will come back and see Hurd. The sponsors will come back and for Hurd. Like he's going to bring in money. He may not be the best candidate, but at least we'll still have.
He scratches that itch once and for all.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of upside, but for Solomon,
no.
I like him.
Yeah, so do I. But he has to go through the process, especially when he says he's not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had this criticism of Scott and of Welsh when he came out and said that unequivocally Brad Scott was going to be our next premiership coach. We don't need to say any of these things. can we just operate in the background and do the job properly, like in terms of not saying wide sweeping things, and then we come out, and if we do say something, we actually mean it.
Do you know what? That's the third strike. He's already out for me. They're coming out.
That's a siren. So last kick.
Coming out so hard on Merritt last year that we had to not trade him because of how hard he went as soon as he took over. They're coming out and saying Scott is the next premiership coach and firing him a month later, and now preferred candidate. He's had his feet under the table for a very short amount of time and has put his foot in his mouth 3 times already. Either shut up and do your job or hand it over to Ron.
I don't disagree. And I guess this leads us straight into quarter 2, where we should be talking about the North game, but it's 2 weeks away. In reality, this is a great lead-in and a great segue. What has to happen? We are now Sunday, 7 o'clock. We usually record the pod on a Monday. At some point over the next 5 days, Essendon has to hold a press conference about the coaching process.
Yeah.
There's no more time for this type of stuff to come out. Like, over the next 5 days, it's before Friday, so it's really the next 4 days.
Yeah.
There has to be an Andrew Welsh press conference. It doesn't take that long to come up with the process. That should be all that you're thinking about.
Because why did they not come up with this before they fired the guy that was paying?
That's part of it. But we gave the benefit of the doubt because you're like, oh, a lot's happening at once, and there's a million things to do running a footy club. But yeah, well, don't fire someone if you're not ready. Okay, fine. Fired someone when you're not ready. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And 3 losses and a fan base that has stopped coming to games in the same droves.
Yeah.
There isn't time. In fact, I would work through the whole night, the next 3 nights, even if you're not ready, to go and have that press conference, to just shut everything up and bring some credibility back to the footy club. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Welsh. A million things has been said over the last 3 weeks. I'm here to outline the process, and this is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's it. Has to happen over the next 4 days.
And then, speculation shuts up.
Yep. And then there's a process. Then the speculation should be on who's the coach.
Yeah.
Which is sort of fun speculation.
Yeah. Oh, look at all these great candidates that are coming in. Maybe they see something on the list that we can't obviously see. Because, like a Longmire all of a sudden is part of that process.
Yes.
Oh, he's talking about some players he likes, and he's on media, a lot of media shows, or he's on 360, I think. He's talking about why he's part of the process. Like, well, they've actually got some good players. Because we do. There are some good kids. And there is, we're not as bad as we're playing. We've got a long injury list. So that hurts as well.
Yeah.
There's guys getting games again this season that shouldn't be.
Yeah. So I've got a theory, actually. You mentioned Longmire.
Yeah.
Like, having watched, I do 360, still one of my favorite shows. And obviously, I think Longmire's there each Tuesday on the coaches' night or whenever that is. I think not only does he have the itch to coach, obviously, he's put his hand up, but I think he's got the itch to coach a big 4 team. There's a big difference between coaching Sydney, when everyone cares about the Roosters and rugby league, than there is coming in here and taking Collingwood, Essendon, Carlton or Richmond.
Yeah.
I think that's and if we lose someone like him even going through the process because of the rubbish that we're putting out there, that is so disappointing.
Can you have 2 horses in one club?
I'm happy. I really like Longmire. I think there's a few red flags around like the grand final losses, because there's something that doesn't sit well with me there. But again, getting there is really just so impressive. And I think he speaks so well. I think he actually does speak his mind. I don't know. We need this process to work out. So really, like, stuff the North Melbourne game. Like, we're about to talk about it. This is a much more important thing to achieve.
Yeah. So as a club in this bye, sort that out.
Sort that out. Now, North, let's touch on it because we might do a little mini pod just before, but
I got some ins and outs.
Yeah, tell us. So forced outs, obviously, Archie Roberts, devastating. And you'd think, if I was the club, would you even bring him back this year, even after, like, I don't, even if he was eligible towards it?
No, get the surgery.
Get the surgery. Like, it's done. So season over.
Yeah, get the surgery. Have a big preseason. Langford, it's precautionary scan on his quad. He's an Essendon player, so that means potentially a career-ending injury. Actually, he might be a career-ending injury for Langford, but no, he's out. So there's 2 outs. Jones got delisted at 3/4 time. So
we wish, yeah.
yeah, I like him. I want him to be good. What's
What's the opposite of having that dog in you?
Yeah,
That's Harry Jones. Like I would be very happy to have cereal with him now as like a midnight snack, and we'd giggle and laugh and have little dessert and watch. He probably watches off campus, which is great.
yeah.
I want him to fucking I want all our players to be a dog. I don't want him watching any of these bloody fictional hockey shows that are all the rage. Go out there and fight for the jumper, and he hasn't got that dog in him, and he's not alone.
He's a kitten. Jones is a kitten. So yeah, there's 3 outs. 4th out, Sardis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I was right about this and right for the 1,000th time, but it's just not there.
No.
It's not there. There's a reason why Brad Scott had lost interest in him. Again, yeah. Why? What do you see that isn't there? Like, because Essendon fans will jump on again and they'll chastise us to saying, well, we might as well play him the rest of the year and like bump up his trade value. I'd argue it's going down.
We've given him his might as well play him games. The lack of confidence to kick. You can be a bad kick, just bomb it long.
Yeah.
But like him looking for the handball, he's just I think we've got in his head. There are players in the AFL that aren't great kicks. Like, he's not a terrible kick, but he's making worse decisions because he's not able to play on instinct where he should be kicking, but now he's looking for a handball.
Yeah, I agree with this.
So it makes him play worse.
So the producer asked me as well if I could start, and we will. We're going to have a few segments where I start to put forward some of my presidential pitches, but one of them is more for the football department. I want them to go through all of our players, and if they're not elite in 2 AFL categories, of which there's like 10 of them, then they're delisted or traded. Like, he's only elite at getting the footy. There's not one other thing I can think he's elite at. He's not elite overhead. He's not elite kicking. Not elite tackling. Not elite decision making. The list goes on. The first touch of the footy, he's elite at, but I've got the 2 elite rule. And if you haven't got that second elite category, I don't think you should be on our list.
Yeah, and it's okay. Move on. We spend the pick on him. Outside of Humphries, who's actually not playing that well. We were going to take him or Philippou, who got dropped this week anyway. Like, don't think we were going to take Humphries.
Just move on.
Like, as fans, we should know that. It was literally between Sardis and Philippou, both not really at the level. So it's not like...
Yeah, correct. But can we then, we say this now to our Essendon fans and loyal listeners, stop holding on to a fantasy just because someone was a high draft pick.
Yeah.
We need to, as a club, we've held on to that so long. And I want this to be a no draft pick. It's the same as, I feel the same way as when you ask someone when you're growing up, like, what their enter score was. That was bloody high school. That doesn't matter for the rest of your adult life. Like, it matters that 1 year to get into uni, that 1 year you get drafted. It matters.
I mean, you bring it up a lot.
Yeah, because I had a very high enter score, which is why I get all of these decisions right. But putting that to the side, it doesn't matter. It's not an indicator of success. And if we instead, imagine if we brought in a coach who had amnesia and we go, all right, you've never watched any Essendon player. We're going to give you 40 bits of film. Each day you're going to watch each of these players, then pick the team. Can you imagine how much better our team would be based on that? And that's just the philosophy I want to build as Essendon president. A little taster there.
Interesting. Or maybe a coach that can develop. Because you know who's dominating in the VFL?
Who?
And he's like, I found the love of the game. I'm getting the coaching I needed.
Yeah.
Ben Hobbs.
Yeah.
Do you know who's coaching him?
Look, it could be a little column A, it could a little bit of column B, but we will never know under this football department.
Oh my God, I've been keeping an eye on this.
Yeah, he doesn't stop accumulating.
Oh dear. Maybe let's just coach our players. Okay, so they're out. Roberts, Langford, Jones, and Sardis. Ins.
Yes.
Kako. So excited for him to be back. McGrath.
Yeah.
Just straight back into the back line for Roberts. The way he's carried himself this year as captain, I'd give him a plus. First year captain, flying over to Perth like 2 days after surgery. getting out in front of the media, like after Scott got fired. Yeah, he's clearly a good leader. Like whether it translates on the field,
Yeah, I think he's a good leader, but I don't think he's the leader of what we need with where this footy. Like he's the leader that's a nice to have if you're already a successful footy.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
That's the siren. So let's finish the ins.
Yeah, cool. We've got Kako, McGrath in, and then we've got choose your own adventure for the next two. So Parrish or Caldwell, not both. Which one do you want in?
Caldwell.
Caldwell?
Yep.
Yep.
Still have to. There's still hope there.
There's still hope there, and Parrish,
he's done.
Yeah, empty calories. And the other in is coming in for Langford. Up forward is either Edwards, another good game, didn't convert, but had a lot of the ball, played up the ground, I think, or Garayan.
What about Jackson Artemis or not yet?
No, I think he had 6 touches or something.
Okay. I sort of feel like thrusting him in there with the confidence he has.
Well, he's played 1 game in like 5 weeks.
And the calf. Yeah. I'd probably bring in Edwards.
Yeah.
I think he still hasn't had enough of those Elijah games of like his 5 games, 3 or 4 or 5 games in a row. But don't sign him for 2 or 3 or 4 year deals. I know we did.
Yeah.
But like stop doing this after 1 or 2 games.
I like him. I think he's actually a best 23 player.
I agree. He's a straight line leader at the ball, and he doesn't underrun the ball. So
poor man's Gunston, maybe.
Potentially. All right.
Potentially.
All right, quarter 3. We've done 2 weeks now. Give us a recap of the weeks we've done. Very, very high level.
Yeah, week 1 was trades.
Yep.
So got rid of Merritt, got rid of Ridley, got rid of Parrish. We bought in Green, Darcy Wilson, and we got rid of Sardis during that. And we also signed Zach Bailey as a free agent.
Yes.
And found, senior
leaders.
Leicester, Cunningham, Lloyd, Hughes, or College Asney. We also talked about the draft.
Yeah.
So we talked about trading down.
Pick 1, yep.
Look, all we've lost in that we can't do that anymore. That's fine. But I still think I don't want us to finish last.
Yeah.
I want us to have some momentum going into the end of the year because we've got to be a reason to sign these free agents.
Agreed.
And give the guys some confidence next year. So hopefully we don't have to make the choice to choose Harry Van Houten because he's not. He could be great, and I have no doubt. Like he's very exciting. But he's not going to be good for 5 years. I can't wait another 5 years to build around that player. So either Archie, Butler, or Snell.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. So yeah, it remains the same. So three kids coming in are going to be. Let's say Butler. No, let's say Snell. I like Snell. I want a backman. Snell, maybe a Ladbrook who is a backman, and Blake Justice, who's part of our NGO. Played on the weekend and looked really good.
Poor Archie, though, the Essendon fan. But yeah.
Poor Archie. Fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. He's fine. So our ins are Green, Bailey, Wilson, Jed Walter. Oh, I forgot about Walter. Sorry. Green, Bailey, Wilson, Jed Walter, Ramsden, Snell, Ladbrook, Justice, Artemis, and let's say Jake Lloyd.
Yep.
McVeigh will come, hopefully, come coach.
Yep.
And he'll need to bring someone with him. So outs in the trade period, we had Merritt, Parrish, Ridley, and Sardis. Now we're in the delistings. So we need to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to get rid of 6 spots.
Easiest job in the world, isn't it? Delisting on the Essendon Football Club.
Well, yeah, when people are in contract,
it's harder. Yeah, sorry, you're right. If you could have carte blanche of delisting, it would be the easiest job in the world.
It would be. So out, I've got Guelphy.
Yep.
Thank you for your service. I've really enjoyed him as a footballer.
I have. Yeah. It's time to go.
Yeah, he just lost that step.
The weakest link. It's time to go.
Yeah, it's time to go. McMahon.
McMahon, yeah.
McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liam, yeah.
Yeah, I understood why we gave him an extra year.
Yeah.
Like
just Edwards, yeah.
Edwards, Jones, same player. Reece Unwin.
Yeah.
Probably stiff. Maybe there's something there, but maybe you re-rookie him. But haven't seen enough. You've got 2 years to make an impact.
No.
Unlucky you got injured. You've got the rest of the year to prove me wrong. But yeah, what are you great at?
Yep.
You'd be excited, Gresham, delisted. Don't play him for the rest of the year. Don't let him hit his trigger.
I want to make a big call here. If any football club picks up Jay Gresham, I will happily never record this podcast again, ever.
He's done.
There can't be people dumb enough to watch the same sport we do and to bring him back onto an AFL list. I just want to make that very categorically clear. Jay Gresham will be playing VFL or second division somewhere next year.
Yeah, sad. El Hawley.
Yeah, I agree with this. Although I can see him, I don't know, maybe he works his way back to an AFL list, but probably not. Yeah.
There's not another list he would be on.
No. Yeah. He's just, again, he doesn't have one of the elite. Yeah, we talk about the 2 elite rules. He's not elite in anything.
I want to like him. He seems like a good clubman. There's a lot of good qualities there, but you're not if he was 18, you'd give him another chance, but he's
not.
A bit older. The last one we have to delist is, and I thought he was all right on the weekend, and maybe there's something there, but I still don't know where he plays. So why you're on the list is Nick Cox.
Yeah, no, he's got to go. None of these players that are just there and thereabouts, we've got to stop giving them a chance. That has to be the new Essendon way. Unless they bring, Nick Cox isn't bringing any leadership. Harry Jones isn't bringing any leadership. The only way I can stomach the there and thereabouts players if they are like these clear leaders and part of something different. If not, we're just rewarding mediocrity left, right, and centre. So
he seems like he cashes a check. Like it's not a passionate footballer. No. So they're delisting. So shall we go through our best 23?
Yes, here we go. Does this team? Sorry, I'll ask at the end. Yeah, whether they make finals or not.
Well, what I want to do after we give the best 23, I want to go line by line and tell me where they sit. Okay. Like who are they just worse than, and who are they slightly better?
We can do that. Let's go.
From the back, best 23, McGrath. I'm putting Mackay back, full back, and Snell, our number 1, our number 4 pick will end up being Redmond, Reid, and Roberts. Yep. So that's our back 6.
Yeah.
I'm
still believing you, Jacob. Yeah.
In
Farrow.
Yeah. He's still in the team. Halfback, Redmond. On the wing, we've got Dursma, Durham, and Nick Martin. Welcome back.
Yes. Fuck up. Jesus Christ, we've missed just anyone who's a B grader and above, but he can be an A grader. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome, an A grader. And Dursma's having a season.
Yeah, he's been fine. He'd be good in a good team.
Not having a good season, not having a bad season. He's having a season. And Durham could be anything. I expect a big jump in him next year. On the half forward, we've got Jesus/God Roby.
Yep.
Caddy and Zach Bailey.
Yep.
He'll be swapping through
the
midfield.
That's a strong half forward.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. That's enough.
Isn't there some CUNT about that?
Yeah, that's enough. If we actually had that half forward line, I promise you the 41,000 on the weekends back up to 50,000.
Imagine
pretty fucking quickly.
Imagine all those halfbacks that just run off their man.
Yeah.
Trying to do that to that half forward line.
Roby catching them and just digging their head into the ground. It would just be lovely. Yeah.
It would be. Then our full forward line, I've got May, Walter, and Kako.
Yeah.
May, it's a tackling machine. So you can still have that third tall in there. He plays like a pressure forward.
Do your rehab, May. We all believe in you.
Yeah. We're big believers. In the rucks, I've got Nick Bryan, the $20 million man, Tom Green, show me the money Green, and Caldwell. And then on the bench, we've got Sharp, Fiorini, Farrow, Darcy Wilson, and Langford.
Yeah. Darcy Wilson ahead of Dursma on the field. But look, I'm going to treat it as a collective best team. Yeah.
Yeah. And the depth is good. So some notable guys missing out on a game that I really like. I think Hayes will come on eventually. So glad he didn't do his knee. Johnson, I really like. Setterfield's getting another contract. I think you'd keep a guy with like that next year. He's showing it. Perkins, I'm keeping on the list purely as a midfielder.
Yeah,
playing in the twos in the midfield. Day Wicks is coming on. Clark, hopefully in the second half of the year, we can see a bit. Jake Lloyd is purely depth and leadership. Peter Wright playing in the twos. El Akkad developing in the twos.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's like if you've got guys like Perkins now in the twos, if you've got guys like Day Wicks in the twos, like that's when you can actually start to look at a team and be like, oh, we're getting closer to an AFL list.
They should be in the twos, getting in form.
Trying to push for ones.
Yeah.
And not ruling them out.
And then we you can have as good a season as you want because we've got 2 NGA guys that we should be able to get access to. Kobe Buick is probably number 1. And Mustafa Darwish is a name to watch. He looks very good.
Yeah, I've seen a bit. That's something exciting.
So you'll be adding that to that team eventually. It's something.
It is something. That's a siren. I will say we can do the line by line comparison next week. We might pick it against some of the other teams that might be in the same zone as us.
We can save that for the week off pod.
But we haven't had a year where we haven't had 8 to 10 injuries. So obviously we need that to go our way as well. And you can't really predict that. But to an extent, I think everything is a bit interlinked in terms of our coaching department, our fitness and conditioning, our mental side of it, how they prepare, whether they're motivated to prepare the best. Like, I don't think the injuries is just purely unlucky. It can't be. It doesn't make mathematical sense. So, yeah, something to be excited about. If you're following along and that's our best 22, then I think there'll be a lot of people around one.
Yeah, like imagine if you're Caldwell, you're the starting midfielder, and you've got Sharp on the bench going, oh, this guy's good. Imagine if you're Redmond going, oh, Farrow's pretty good coming off the bench. So, yeah, exciting stuff.
I love it. All right, there you have it. Fix My Club, 3-week series. And just give us your thoughts as well on what you think of that best 22. We will post it as a best 22 on the pod.
Best 23, yeah.
Best 23, sorry.
Yeah, and next week we'll give you the analysis of where we think that list
line by line against some of the other lists in the competition. All right, quarter 4. So normally we've had some top 5s, and we had a very memorable last week with our top 5 most memorable losses. I think we're the only sports podcast in the world that has a top 5 most memorable losses, but that's what we've had, and it is another nice segue. Who would have thought?
Yeah,
into this quarter 4 segment.
Why do those losses happen?
Why do those losses happen? We've been thinking about this for a long while, and we decided that this phenomenon of just extreme bad luck and losses and pain and torture and heartbreak needs a name.
It does.
Just like the curse of the Bambino, one of the most famous curses in New York baseball.
Did the New York Knicks have a curse name?
They didn't have a curse name, but they should have. But it was 47 years, but they've had so many other sports that have done okay there, like the Giants won when they shouldn't have, and a few other things saved them.
Yeah.
But we decided that we are going to finally name what has been happening to Essendon, because it's all roughly linked to when we moved from the greatest place on earth, Windy Hill, to the Hangar. And so we're calling it the Hex of the Hangar, or the Hangar Hex.
The Hangar Hex.
Now, very quickly, we moved to the Hangar in 2013, just after, all the drug saga happened.
Yeah.
And in that time, we had the 34 players banned, obviously in 2016. We won that wooden spoon, had our first operating loss. We have finished an average of about 11th or 12th on the ladder. Since then.
Wow.
We have not won, obviously, which is the most laughed at stat in football, a final. Since then. We have had 6 CEOs in that time. 6, including one that lasted one day. A one-day CEO. And we've had 7 coaches, including Dean Solomon as the interim coach. And we've had 6 presidents. 6 presidents, 7 CEOs, 6 CEOs, 7 coaches since 2013, 13 years. Every 2 years, we change our coach, president, CEO, the core of our leadership group. Haven't won a final, and we've had multiple top 10 busts. I'm counting McGrath as one, just to get some more reactions.
Yeah.
Counting Parrish as one, Francis, Nick Cox, Archie Perkins.
Hold on. Let's go through it. Your Parrish is a bust.
I think he's a bust. I think he's had one good year at the Essendon Football Club. And he made All-Australian that year.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You make an All-Australian as a draft pick. You play 250 games. You're not a bust.
That's fair. But I was trying to make a point here.
You can go the rest. But
yeah, okay.
And
obviously Elijah being the last one. But
sorry, who are the other busts?
Perkins is a bust.
TBD.
Nick Cox.
TBD.
Aaron Francis. Come on.
Yeah, I'll give you Francis.
And Andy McGrath.
Bust.
The fact that we don't think these players are bust shows how much we've been conditioned to not understand what true success is. Just because Andy McGrath is going to play 200 games It's been, again, a symptom of everything that we accept in this organisation over the last 13 years. Now, I'm happy to accept that McGrath and Parish aren't bust. I am being, just like you said, we'd win 7 goals last week. I am being facetious.
Okay, not a but with McGrath and potentially Parish in the same boat, a miss because the player right after him was
correct.
Right.
And there's such, like, pick 1, pick 5.
But that didn't happen with Cox, Perkins, and Reid. Like,
no,
it's just a bad draft.
Yes. Look, yeah, and that draft has proven to be pretty terrible, but
So trade out of that draft.
get rid of it.
Yeah, trade out of that draft. You have 3 picks, maybe trade it and get a player in.
But just think about this. I'm going to read this list to you. So we went, since we moved to the Hangar.
Yeah.
9th, and we actually made the finals. We were banned.
Oh dear.
7th, lost in the Frank the Tank elimination final. 15th, 18th, the spoon. Once we actually had the 34 players missing.
So it just hung around for years.
It hung around. Then we lost 7th in elimination final, I think by 60 points. 11th, 8th, lost in elimination final, I think by 95 points. 13th, then 8th, again, lost in elimination final, somewhere between the 60 and 90 point mark. 15th.
Oh, so Doggies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doggies. And we had one to Adelaide, I think we lost, and a West Coast one maybe. 15th, 11th, 15th, and then likely wooden spoon this year, or second last. Those are really the 2 options. Are we catching West Coast? I don't think so.
Second last, hopefully.
Second last. Meanwhile, in that time, obviously, as well, as I said, we've had this huge change in leadership. We have, like, hired CEOs for one day. We've had coaches like Ben Rutten. We've had Egan as an interim coach. And, we drove Hurd into the ground, or some say he drove himself. Mark Thompson, who was a coach, I loved him. He's currently off the rail. Like, so much has happened. It's all just been, it feels like it's just been a sea of negative that we are now calling the Hangar Hex. As a comparison, I think you always need to look at what are the stable clubs in the competition. I think we always use Geelong, Hawthorn and Sydney. In that same time frame, Geelong has had 1 coach. They've had 2 CEOs and they've had 3 presidents in 13 years.
Okay.
When we've gone 7-6-6.
Right.
It's bloody hard to succeed as a football club if you're changing over the 3 major roles every 2 years. It's bloody hard if you're hitting 10% of your drafts. And of course, if you just keep building a losing culture, an average finishing position of 11th and 12th with a few wooden spoons filled in there, how do you get free agents? Like, there's a hex hanging over us from the Hangar, and we need to do. It's not just the coach. There is so much that needs to happen at once, which I think is the role of the president, which is why I'm so passionate about it. They can somehow pull all the pieces together because they're the chairman of the board. They need to be able to see that it is 50 things at once. That the coach won't just solve it. Merit leaving won't just solve it. There needs to be so many things to happen, but we at least have a name now. A name towards this bad juju that we might be able to finally dispel over the next 5 years, because it might be that we need to move away from the Hangar.
Yeah, is that the solve? I never feel overly positive going to or leaving the airport.
Is it fun to say that you're going to the Hangar? Like, I don't know. Is it? Yeah.
I actually think it's a good name for where it is. Is it in a great spot?
No, is the answer. It's not in a great spot. It's not a horrible facility. You've been out there a few times, but only pain has happened. 16 premierships at Windy Hill. So many memorable moments.
Yeah.
Up until 2030. And even Windy Hill, the Hangar might be nice to say, but it's not as good as
Windy Hill.
Windy Hill. All of this merch, the beanie you're wearing, everything, it's linked, to the good old days. I can see the old V.
Yeah.
On the beanie, the VFL. Like, it's incredible what Windy Hill meant to us. What's one good memory from the Hangar? And so, here we are. We sit here today. It is Sunday, the 14th of June. We still don't have a process for our next coach for about 3 weeks. We've got about 12 people on our injury list. We just lost our best player for the season. We are on track for a wooden spoon for a club that just does not accept or used to not accept wooden spoons. And we sit here today thinking, how are we going to lift the hex of the Hangar? And that is our whole job, not just me and you, Ryan. That is every single member, every single fan, every single person that comes through the door. That's all I want them to think about. I'm going to be part of removing this hex from the Essendon Football Club. There we have it. I don't know if it was a monologue. I don't know if what we do with this information. It doesn't help us get better overnight, but maybe it helps galvanize.
Sometimes diagnosing it is part of the
Talking about
healing.
it.
Well, it's part of the healing.
Yeah.
Like you can't fix something until you understand what the issue is.
Yeah. And
So
it's a hex.
It's the we're hex.
Yeah, we're hex. It's not our fault. It's not Brad Scott's fault. He was under the hex.
Yeah.
Welsh, hex. He keeps saying things that he shouldn't say. There's something like poking him in the back. It's the hex.
So who was the coach in 2013 when we moved to?
James Hurd.
He's the only person that can get rid of the hex.
Yes. Because he was there when the hex didn't exist. Did he maybe bring the hex onto us? But yeah, it's sort of like a very, very much like maybe James Hurd is Voldemort. I don't know. Like in a way. And we need to find out whether he's Voldemort or Harry Potter. Because he's one or the other.
Hurd is the last Horcrux.
He's the last Horcrux. Is James Hurd Voldemort or is James Hurd Harry Potter?
This is bad. We said we wanted to be the first non-nerd podcast.
And we've done this. But anyway, let us know what you think. We want to give it a name so we can talk about it. So every time something bad happens, we can laugh again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just the hex. That wasn't Dodoro just completely crippling our club for 20 years.
It was the hex.
He was under the hex.
Yeah, it was hexed.
Hexed.
Yeah.
All right. There you have it. Unique quarter 4, not as bad as the memorabilia quarter. Nothing will ever beat that.
At least we have a sign off now for this podcast. It's always awkward, awkward finishing it. But see you next time.
Yes. All right. We'll see you next week. Thanks. Good.